If you want to find out more, if you go to the boostly.co.uk/podcast, check out season 6, because that whole series was dedicated to service accommodation. You can find out a little bit more about that terminology. But this is a really good chance to chat about corporate bookings and business bookings. Prime focus on that is getting those corporate bookings, and that's what we're going to talk about today. What was the one bit of advice that you wish that you had received from your peers when you were getting started into this SA world?
With anything, go and get training. It's not simply a case of getting a property and just whacking it onto Airbnb. There's an awful lot more to it than that. Getting the right training and potentially having a mentor as well has always been fundamental to my success, and I notice it in the success of others as well.
What would be interesting to know would be, what are the common mistakes that you see a lot of your delegates or mentees make when they first get into SA? And particularly, let's try and focus this question around reaching out and getting new bookings.
People do not make as much money as they could make with their serviced accommodation properties, certainly. And that comes largely out of apathy. It comes out of laziness, taking it for granted, take the bookings for granted and just putting them on Airbnb. Some people only do that. They don't even put it on booking.com. So you actually want to target the corporate guests, because they're the people that are more likely to book for longer periods of time.
I love that's sort of the way that we go down. And have you got any success stories from your properties? We haven't really unraveled about how many properties that you have in the SA world and whatnot, but have you got any success stories from doing this method that you can think of that's on the top of your head that you'd like to share with us about how you did that and what were the benefits on the back of it?
Well, in terms of getting direct bookings, yeah, we've had, we've got properties scattered all over the country now, SA properties. So our main personal goldmine areas are Swansea and Plymouth in terms of SA. But with SA management, we're JV with people all over the country now. So it's in excess of 60 sort of SAs in total. That doesn't include our other properties in the portfolio. But the point I'm going to make here is that there's lots of work to be done with service accommodation. It's just you shouldn't be doing it. And so meet and greet. We pay £15 for somebody to go and do a meet and greet. The main people that do it are ex-cleaners of ours. 15 quid is a lot of money for somebody that's used to scrubbing toilets for an hour. And they're quite happy to go and sit in a lovely service accommodation unit with Wi-Fi and the heating on and watching telly, waiting for someone to knock on the door or to send a text or to ring or whatever, because they need to be let in. Now, what the meet and greet person then does is have the conversation with the guest. Why are you here? How long are you here for? What's the contract? Oh, wow, would you like to book with us direct from now on? Here is the website and here is the discount code that you can use to get the discount, etc.
Do you have a system and a structure set up in place where they report back to you after the meet and greet, and just to say, hey, so we've got a business guy who is staying in the area but they're looking to get more, or do you simply trust that person then to do the upsell, so to speak, and to get them to come back more?
So depending on the meet and greet person, some of them are more experienced and more skilled than others. So our main sort of meet and greet person, yeah, she can do an awful lot. Otherwise, if it's just one of her guys, they can just obviously let us know that what they've gleaned from the guest, and then one of our team can just reach out.
So do you have the systems and structure in place then, Kevin, to recognise business bookings before they even arrive? Or are you gathering all of this information on the fly with the check-in process?
By the way, just in case any of your listeners or viewers are wondering what happens if the guest is arriving at a really unsociable time, well, that's fine. In those circumstances, you can issue the key code access because you literally don't want someone doing it at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, clearly. With Airbnb, it's a lot easier because you're able to open dialogue with your guests with Airbnb a lot easier, and quite often they will inquire to you and ask you questions. But yes, with Airbnb you can open dialogue with people and establish why they're coming, etc. That's cool, and so you know before they come that they're business. It could be quite often the PA to the MD or whoever in HR is tasked with booking accommodation for the team, for the contractors, etc. And often they're just using Airbnb as that platform in order to source SA. With Booking.com, it's a lot more of a sort of faceless transaction, because people don't need to open up a dialogue. They can just book you direct. So with Airbnb, you can be inquiries only, that sort of thing. Whereas with Booking.com, basically you just get told you've been booked and someone's come in.